What's up, makers? Welcome to the Maker Co channel. I'm Jake and this is Rachel. We own and operate a multi-six-figure laser business that we started in 2020, and we're going to share with you what we've learned along the way and what we continue to learn as we grow and scale our business.
So we want to tell you a little bit about why we started our business and hopefully go from there so that we can show you not only why we started, but how we started, how we've continued to grow, and then how we grow from here and beyond. We started in 2020, and most of you probably know in 2020, a lot of us did a lot of soul seeking. What do we want to do with our life? I need to start over.
No, okay, I'm saying sorry. It was like, no. It's right.
What do we want to do with our life? And there were some things we loved about 2020, some things we didn't love about 2020.
A few.
But we got to spend more time with our kids, which at the time were under 1 and 2. We were working remotely for a while during that time, and then we did have to go back onto campus. We worked at a local university, both of us in different departments. Something we missed when we went back onto campus, just to our normal 8 to 5 schedules, was the flexibility that we got working from home and a little more time with our kids. So going back into the office, I think me especially, I was just like, I want to do my own thing. I don't really know what that is. For about 10 years, maybe longer, I've always wanted to own my own business, and I never knew what kind of business I wanted to own. Everything I thought of that I wanted to try, I needed a lot of startup money, and we were not in the place to do that. So it was always a desire that I had, but I could never really figure out how to make it happen. Fast forward to about October of 2020, I think I just kind of hit the end of my rope. I don't know, whatever you want to call it. And I was just like, I have to figure out something that will work. And then I'm going to let Jake tell us about where we went from there.
So Rachel had wanted to have a business for a long time, and I always liked the idea of having a business, but had absolutely no idea where to start with it. I don't remember which one of us had the idea, but we have a friend who's very entrepreneurial. He's got a lot going on, and we just decided to have a conversation with him about another business idea that we had. So we sat down, talked with him, and he laid things out very simply in a way that, okay, you have an idea, you want to start a business, just go start a business. Later that day, we were on the way out of town, just on a short weekend getaway trip, and Rachel told me about this thing she had seen online called a Glowforge. I had absolutely no idea what a Glowforge was, but it sounded pretty cool. So she told me about different things that you can make with this and that we can sell online. And in my mind, I didn't have a long game in mind. I didn't know where we were going with it, but it sounded like a good idea to make some decent side money. And so we talked about buying it and decided we were going to, and we made a plan that we would have it paid off in 6 months.
So once we decided to order our Glowforge, we had to wait 4 weeks-ish.
A few weeks,
I think
something.
It was a few weeks before it was shipped to us. I spent that whole time doing one of two things. One, I was obsessively researching. I found every laser Facebook group there was, YouTube channels, and just trying to learn not as much about running the machine, but trying to learn what I could make, what materials I needed to make it, those type of things. The other time I spent not sleeping because I was so stressed out about how much money we spent on a Glowforge. So it's definitely battling myself during that time.
Which at the time was around $5,000.
Yeah,
right?
I think it was $5,500 is how much we spent on it. So in these laser groups, you may be familiar with them already. People are always, there's a lot of file designers sharing files they've made, or people may share what's selling well for them. We bought our Glowforge in October, and it was going to be delivered early November. So my mind was just like, we have to sell as much at Christmas time as we can so that we can pay the machine off. Because I was either obsessing about what we were going to sell or obsessing about the thought that we would never pay our machine off. So all I could think about is like, we have to pay this machine off. So I found some ornaments that I thought were really funny, really great, and I thought we could sell a lot of. The specific ornament that we sold the most of was really funny, really trendy. It was 2020, so it was, we rolled with it.
We just rolled with it.
2020, we just rolled with it, and it had toilet paper. And I did not design it. I bought it, from a designer. That's what we sold the most of that year. So when the machine arrived, we pretty quickly, Glowforge, I think one of their best selling points is it's just plug and play.
While we're on the topic, I'll link in the description of this video. I did a breakdown of our experience with the Glowforge that talks more about what Rachel's saying here, that it's just so easy to plug and play.
So there's preset settings. You don't have to really figure out what settings you need for the most part. You just say, 1/4 inch maple and then cut.
You don't have to know much of anything.
Right. So we did not know anything for sure. So we got it, and we pretty much made 2 items on it. They give you like a test keychain thing to make. So we made that, and then I pulled in that ornament what I wanted to sell, and I was like, okay, we're ready to sell it. Let's go.
And I was panicking.
So I had made a Facebook group to try to sell to people locally, posted there, and we did a lot of sales locally that year. Oh, we did a lot of sales on that ornament, and we also did a lot of sales on a monogram piece that was a last name initial with a monogram in the middle. It's Daryl Aspen. I'm sure if you're in a laser group, he's in the group and he sells those, and I bought the file from him. Those sold great too. So we did a lot of local meetup, at a parking lot, pick up your order. Somewhere along the way, I don't quite even remember where I got the idea to sell on Etsy. I don't remember.
You knew it existed.
I knew it existed. I knew that the audience on Etsy was much wider than my personal audience in regards to my Facebook friends or people in town who might hear my name. And I just knew I wanted to make money. So I was like, let's post on Etsy. So I created an Etsy shop. I did not do anything that people tell you to do when you create an Etsy shop. I just the bare minimum. And I took a picture. If we have the picture, we will pop the picture up here. And it was no good lighting. The ornament did not even have string on it. So if you ordered the ornament, you could, who knows what string you might have gotten. We just used a natural string, but it could have been anything. So it just was not great. And it took off. It really took off. We ended up having to, I had to let it sell out day after day after day because it was just us two. We were working full-time jobs. We had a 1-year-old and a 3-year-old at this point, and we were just at the max capacity of what we could do. So we had to we had to let it sell out. I definitely think I probably priced it too cheap in the beginning, so we also increased that price as well. But during that time, we sold enough ornaments to pay off our Glowforge. I don't remember how many weeks it was.
4 to 6.
4 to 6 weeks. If we can look that up, we will also put that here.
Yeah.
And we paid off the machine. And so at that point, we're like, wow, maybe
something's happening here.
Maybe we can do this. Maybe that was with minimal effort of figuring things out. So we're like, maybe we can figure this out.
I always had, up until that time, I had this false belief in my mind that to own a business, you had to be literally the best in the world at something. And suddenly I saw that we jumped headfirst into something we literally didn't even know existed a few weeks before. We made somewhere around 600 sales. I feel like I remember. We'll pop that up if we can find it. And I realized 600 in the grand scheme of how many people there are in the world is really small. And I realized you don't have to own the entire corner of an industry. You can have a tiny part and make good money doing it. And so that isn't to say that things went super smoothly the whole time. We really quickly found out, inconveniently, that a Glowforge doesn't run in under something like 60-degree weather. We live in Alabama where normally, we're in 160-degree weather, but we were in the winter, so we dropped down to, the mid-50s. And we were running the Glowforge in our garage initially, and it got too cold. And so we walked out one day to start cutting stuff, and the thing wouldn't turn on. So we had the bright and brilliant idea to bring the machine into our house conveniently, the only place that we could find to run it where we could vent it out of a window was our bathroom. So that was fun. We'll pop up some pictures here if we can find them.
A little disclaimer. The people who lived here before us, they renovated our bathroom. They took out the bathtub.
Yeah.
So it did have a bathtub and a shower. So the bathtub is just gone. So there's an empty space. So we just put our Glowforge where the bathtub should be.
Yeah. And so what that meant is to get to our shower, we were walking over piles of wood and acrylic for a month or two, you know. And after that, we ended up moving to a different room in the house, and we had the time to get us a slightly better space.
So that brings us to where we are today. A little over 2 years after we started our business, and we no longer run our machine in our bathroom, and we no longer run it in our garage. We started renting a space that is close to us in the city that we live in, which is nice, but it's also nice to have a separate location. We also have hired, we have 6 employees. We both work full-time in the business now, and we have 6 employees in addition to us. We own 4 lasers. We own a Glowforge, 2 Omtechs, and then a Thunder. We only run 3 of them. We don't run our Glowforge anymore. We've kept it. It's kind of like sentimental, I guess.
It's a trophy on the shelf beside the other machines.
It just sits up there, pales in comparison to the big machines. But we still have it for now. But we run our business. We run 3 lasers all day, 5 days a week.
Like, all day.
So right now our focus is continuing to grow our laser business, expand our product offerings. Right now we are mostly an Etsy business. The majority of our sales come from Etsy. Our goal in 2023 is to expand even beyond Etsy. I do still want to grow our Etsy sales. That's still a focus. But in addition to that, grow our website as well. That includes paid ads, email marketing, text messaging, Pinterest, all those marketing things that we are currently diving in ourselves and trying to learn those so that we can just broaden our audience, broaden our reach.
So our goal for this channel is really to talk to the people that were us just a few years ago, and also to just share our journey with you. As we've grown and scaled over the last 2 years, we have big plans to jump into more email marketing, text marketing, Facebook ads. We've seen a lot of success with Etsy and Etsy ads, but we want to branch out even more. And we want to share with you what works, what doesn't work, what has worked for us specifically, what may work for you that doesn't work for us, whatever it may be. So if you want more videos like this where you're going to learn to grow and scale your laser e-commerce business, subscribe, like this video, turn on your notifications so you know every time we post a video, and also check the description of this video for the different links to the machines we use, to the resources we have. And full disclaimer there, some of them are affiliate links, so if you purchase through those links, a small portion of your purchase will go back to support this channel at no cost to you.
So if you want to follow our story, make sure and subscribe to our channel. We would love it if you would like the video. Comment below any topic that maybe you want us to cover or question you have for us, and we'll be glad to do a video on that, dive deeper into something as well. Bye.
Thanks for hanging. We'll see you in the next one. Bye. You gotta be cute like that. That's like, bye.